Round Lake Charter School, what's up? How are you doing? Not a lot of questions on this one, so it won't be too long of a video. But everyone who did ask questions, thank you. We will jump right. Okay. Also, welcome to my home. This is my van. I live in my van, and not a homeless way, but I get to travel the country and drive around and try different restaurants and enjoy freedom type of way. So let's get into it with these questions. First question, Kaylee Jorgensen. Your profile is private. I admire that. The more people you allow to follow you, the more people you give an opinion on your life. So your question, what was your real last name? I like to think that Awesome is my real last name. Wasn't my original name, but it is on my birth certificate and all that jazz. But my original last name was Thompson. It's Awesome now. Okay. Next question. Sassy Sarah S.A.S.S.Y _ S.A.R.A. My generation has taken all the good usernames. Imagine like your children, like in 20 years, there will be no more usernames left. They'll figure something out though. Or maybe I guess the social media will change. So like MySpace was all the rage, and then now it's Facebook, and now old people have oversaturated Facebook with their political opinions. So people have moved on to other social media channels, and eventually you guys will be considered old, and your children will not want to be on whatever social media profile network you guys are on. Anyway, I digress. Your question, what was the hardest obstacle to overcome on your path to becoming a wrestler? I'm a boxer, but close enough. Also, I don't read the questions until this is playing, because I don't want to come up with like answers or anything already. Also, I'm in my van in a Walmart parking lot, so if you hear like car alarm, there's a car alarm that just would not stop going off. It hasn't been playing for about 5 minutes, so we think we should be good. Okay, hardest obstacle to overcome. In terms of boxing, I would say hardest one to overcome is my unhealthy relationship with food. Of course, in boxing, you have to make weight, and sometimes when other people, when they get happy, they'll drink or whatever. When like my go-to, always food. Happy food, sad food, bored food. I just eat out of boredom a lot, so I would always have to have these constant battles with my weight. So that's a good question. Okay, next question. Aulangi Gomez. Alani? I believe Alani? Let's hope I didn't mess that one up. How long did it take you to become who you are now? As in, like a boxer and a very good person. Oh, thank you. I like to think I'm a very good person. I like to think I was always a good person, but it was a lot of misguided energy. There's a lot of things I don't agree with in life, and I didn't always take the right approach to letting people know I didn't like what they were doing. So it took me a long time, and I only hope that next year in March, I look back at 2019 March Cam and be like, you're nowhere as close to good of a person as I am. So every year I want to look back and think that old me is not as smart as current me. So it's, if you ask me how long it take, over 30 years, because I'm 30 and I'm still learning, still growing, still trying to be a better person. Good question though. Heavenly Welch, your question, are you married, and if you were, would you still continue to wrestle? It's boxing again, but I get it's pretty close in sports. If I was married, why would my wife stop me from doing what I love? I wouldn't marry someone who wouldn't let me do what I love. Yeah, no, but I wouldn't marry someone that wouldn't, like, if I was dating someone, they're like, you got to choose me or boxing. I've been with boxing for over 10 years. I probably just met this hypothetical chick, And if she says I can't box, well, there'll be no her. I like to prioritize my dreams over relationships. But that was the first time anyone's ever asked me that. All right. Next question. Vanessa.Crossman05. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Michael Scott. That's a quote on her profile. Yeah, The Office. Really great show. Someone's been trying to convince me to watch the UK version with Ricky Gervais. I haven't got around to that yet. I do love The Office. I don't like after Jim started dating Pam, because then Jim wasn't as fun anymore. And then he tried to let Pam in and all the pranks, and it's just not as fun anymore. Sorry, Jim, you messed things up. Anyway, what was the worst injury you've ever gotten wrestling? It's boxing! But I get it. Worst injury I've ever gotten, I had a few sprained wrists, but never any broken bones, never any concussions, never been knocked out. But yeah, there's no bad injuries. A lot of fatigue, though. Get tired. My knees are shot from all the years of running and working out and all that. Next question. Riley.Orlov. Riley Watts. My best friend, Kiara, Ashton, Ebony, Trinity, Rachel, Taryn, Peyton, Kaylee, Molly, Sloan. Hope you guys like my picks. And I don't have a crush, and then it cuts off. Okay. Hi, I'm a student at Round Lake. It was awesome to see you. It's awesome to see you as well. Next question. 5642.Jaden. Jaden, his profile says, I like basketball, music, and having fun. Do you like World Star because you put it in the slideshow? No, actually, I don't like World Star. I actually don't watch fight videos. It makes me sick to my stomach. I can watch boxing because it's like a fair competition and it's not actually fighting. It's a sport, but I don't like street fighting. It makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, so I don't really like World Star. I don't even know if they have an app, but if they did, I wouldn't have it. All right. Next question. Sophia_Vo181. And Sophia's question, if you didn't do boxing, what would you do now? What profession would you do? Oh, great question. I didn't think I was capable of doing anything and being good at it until I started boxing, because as silly as it seems, I used to see people playing basketball and they were good at basketball. Then I would try basketball, but I wasn't good at basketball because when I just started, and I was like, I guess this is not what my thing is. I'll just keep trying things out until I find something I'm good at. And I realized no one's born good at things. You just do it until you're good. So I had chosen boxing just to lose weight. So I was doing boxing every day and I was working out at it. And I didn't see it as learning boxing. I just saw it as trying to lose weight. And then when I was like, I'll try this boxing thing, I was like, I'm natural. I'm great. Not natural. I just put a year into it. So I didn't have the confidence before boxing to know that I could be anything I wanted to be. And I see like the signs, and you can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. And I touched on that a little bit during the talk. But yeah, I just never realized I had the confidence to do anything. And those signs of that you can be anything you want to be, you can do anything you want to do, 100% true. And I didn't realize that until I was in my early 20s. But with that said, I would have probably gotten into some type of labor, whether it's masonry, construction, or something of that sort. Yeah. All right. Next question. Matt01230_. Is Slump God what? Oh man, I guess I'll Google what that is. Sorry, I'm like old and I don't know a lot of these references. But until this loads, I'll skip over that question. Noah101, awesome, but without the E. What was your favorite video game growing up? And yes, from Round Lake. Okay, I guess that some god is a rapper. Don't know who he is, man. I don't know who Ja is, and I don't know who Ringworm is. But yeah, I don't even know how to answer that question. Sorry, I'm not very relevant with up-to-date culture and stuff. But I see that Stokely Cleveland Goldborn, who's a rapper, Ski Mask, aka Slump God. Yeah, not sure. I'm gonna move on from that. Okay. Austin _ games _ YouTube on _ YouTube. Great name. Kind of to the point and lets people know where else they can find you. And your profile says nothing and it's private. You haven't posted anything. I'm already trying to become a boxer. I'm very fast on the speed bag and I'm sparring in the ring. Do you have any advice to continue becoming a boxer or fighter? Yeah. Okay. First of all, yeah. I would say the first 10 fights you have will probably be decided on who's in better shape. Probably your first 20 fights. I won 19 out of my first 20 just because I was in ridiculous shape. Whoever gets tired first usually loses. Skill doesn't play a big part of it, but endurance does. So I would say train really hard, be on weight, run, and always work out with people who are better than you. And anytime there's somebody in my gym that's like on my level, if we're on the bag and if they hit a 4-punch combination, in my head I'm just like, I'm throwing a 5-punch combination. If they go on a 2-mile run, I go on a 3-mile run. I'm always competing with the best person in the gym until I'm the best person in the gym, and then I find someone else to compete with. Oh, and Noah 101 Awesome, my favorite video game. Growing up, FIFA or Madden. And now I don't really play video games anymore. When I do, it's either FIFA or Call of Duty. Oh man, Call of Duty is the only only kind of first-person shooter game I play. I now I'm hearing about Apex and Fortnite, but I'm too busy to play video games, and I get really obsessed with it, where I'll be playing 16 hours a day, and I want to be the best, and instead of obsessing about being good at a video game, which does nothing for my life, I force myself to be good at, or try to be good at other things like reading and podcasting and interviewing and working on my speeches and working on my comedy. And when I'm playing video games, nothing else really matters. So I've learned to stop playing video games. I actually gave away my Xbox to my best friend, Matt Mays. What up? He's probably not going to watch this. All right, next question. Sloan Dawson 0328. What did you feel like on your first fight? My first fight. Well, I had my first 4 fights without telling anyone because I wasn't a very confident person. When I got into boxing, I became more and more confident, but important to stay hydrated. I became more and more confident, but I was afraid to tell anybody I was a boxer, or I wanted to be a boxer, because I felt like they would just like laugh at me because not exactly the boxing type. I'm not very aggressive. I'm not much of a fighter, but so I didn't have anyone in the crowd cheering for me besides people from my own gym, and I was super nervous, and I don't remember much from the fight. I just remember kind of blacking out and just zoning in, getting in the ring, and everything happened in seconds. It felt like I dropped him twice, and I won one-sided, but the nerves, they're putting my hand wraps on, and my hands were shaking, and I wasn't just I guess I was a little scared, but I was pretty nervous about what could happen. That was my first fight. That's a good question, Sloan. And your profile's private as well. Apparently you like avocados. And shout out your friend T.Z.Brown and Harper _Dino and Alyssa Panachia. Panachia. I could have pronounced that wrong. Anyway. Okay, Alex.Braggs 7. It's muffin time. Who wants a muffin is what's profile. And he says, play Apex with me. Come on, bro. I just explained about playing video games, man. And to that, I'll have to say, to the no. Yeah, can't play video games, man. I had set a bunch of goals for myself. And the problem is with being an adult, which no one quite explained this good enough, and I will try to explain it to you. You can do whatever you want when you're an adult. And the reason is no one will care. Like your parents, of course, like right now, they have to watch you be responsible. Your teachers, they're watching you to be responsible. When you're in college, your teacher's not going to follow up with you to make sure you did your homework or you're studying because they don't care. When you're an adult, no one cares. Maybe people care about you, but the things you do is pretty much all on you. So I had to train myself to not be playing video games all the time or to go running, and I had to develop personal accountability because actually no one cares. You can do whatever you want, but no one caring, you kind of see it as a good thing at first. Because, you establish independence and you get to do what you want. You get to travel. You get to stay up late. Staying up late, that's an example. I always tell myself when I become an adult, I'm going to stay up late every single night. And then when I got older, no one's checking up to make sure I wake up on time. And if I'm late to, say, at a normal person job, if I were to be late to work, I did that enough, they will just fire me. Why? Because they don't care. I can tell them, I had this, we're all in this room on Call of Duty. We're up late last night. I'm sorry. I overslept because I stayed up late playing. No one cares. And that was one of the toughest things to kind of realize about adulthood. You have all this independence, but it's your job to have some type of self-control and personal accountability to know that you shouldn't do everything that you can do. Because, again, no one cares. Again, like when I spoke about me not handing in assignments in class and then never really was a great student, and I took those bad habits I had developed as a teen into adulthood, like, your teachers will take a couple points off, whatever, but in real life, no one cares. And when you do mess up, you get a 0. And I've learned that lesson plenty of times, and it's what makes me display personal accountability so much. Now, it's very rare if I'm up past 10 p.m. The only time I'm up past 10 p.m. is if I'm at a comedy club and I'm performing, and I go immediately to bed because I realize all I do between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. or 10 p.m. till I go to bed is consume calories and spend money, whether it's like shopping on Amazon or going out to restaurants or hanging out with friends. Sleeping is free. Once I realize sleeping's free, I sleep so much. That was all the questions. Usually these are a little bit longer, only about 13, 14 questions. Just double checking. Okay. Yep. All right. And if anybody has any follow-up questions, you could just ask in the YouTube comments. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Like, share. I don't know. Actually, you don't have to do any of that. Just hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed my talk, and I hope you guys finish the school year off strong. Later, guys.